Kevin Garnett, my favorite player all the time. I try to do everything.
I can see that.
Like him.
I can see that. You
Makes a lot of sense.
makes a lot of sense.
Real talk.
Welcome to another episode of Thanalysis Show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo and Tony C.
What up? Big show today. The first ever Thanalysis guest makes a return.
Make sure you turn to the podcast because you know this is the place. If you want to come have fun, you want to listen to some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Spend a couple of hours of your time in the car where you're listening. There's a podcast to listen to. But before we say that, before we do anything, I really want to thank our guest. But before I announce him, I want to say one thing. This year, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. It's been, up and downs and everything, with the team, this stuff. But you guys always show up. And I know you guys, you're going to be at the live show as well. Thank you guys so much. I don't take that for granted. And Tony's going to make a good appearance in the live show. So it's not going to be just me. Tony's going to be there as well. So that's going to be dope. That's going to be good.
TALiveshow.com, TALiveshow.com. The link's right below us. Tickets. Who's our special guest that night again?
Ric Flair. Woo!
Everyone's very excited for the wrestling aspect that we're going to bring to the show.
It's going to be good. It's going to. By the way, before I go to that, I went to a WWE event this past weekend, and we're going to talk about that in a podcast. But before we do that, remember, it's Thanalysis presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call.
That's all.
Want to thank Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. Whenever you're in Milwaukee, that is the place to stay. Amazing service, amazing entertainment, and you might win some money.
And now they have shuttles to and from your guys' games. So
yes,
pretty great.
Yes. And last but not least, I'm loving it. McDonald's in the building. Thank you guys so much. Back to the program. And I got to introduce my guest. Hey, an NBA champion from your Milwaukee Bucks. We're number 9. The mayor of Milwaukee, Bobby Portis. Big dog, I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Underdog. I appreciate you, bro, for coming in. First of all, I don't think people realize how successful, bro, you've been and on the court and off the court. But talking about your success, All-Star game. How'd you like the All-Star game, bro?
It was fun, bro. First off, man, appreciate y'all having me back on. Been a few years since about 2022.
Yep.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's still, when you look at the stats, one of the highest episodes ever.
Yeah, it was my first one.
First episode you ever posted.
Yeah, that's love, then. That's love. But man, it was a crazy experience being able to just partake in All-Star Weekend. Coming into the league in 2015, I never, thought about being in the three-point contest. I ain't gonna sit here and act like, oh yeah, that was one of my goals or something. Just the hard work and the time that's spent hours in the gym and, shooting the ball with confidence and, basketball is about confidence. So just kind of crazy how, just the work you put in, the time you put in, what comes with it afterwards. And it was kind of cool just to get some flowers. Me, I've always been the type of player that, people don't really talk about, don't really give much respect to. I just go out there and, make sure that I'm available for my team. And then this came apart and I was grateful for it though, just to be in the mix of all the, all-time legends, great guys that was there, great players, just a great atmosphere just to be a part of, especially being from, Arkansas, just giving kids back home, that opportunity, that confidence that one day can be them. So I'm forever grateful for it, for sure.
What's so crazy, Tony, and obviously you don't know this, but he's been stacked the top 5 for years now, since even the year we won, he's been top 5 and not being in the three-point contest and never complain and say I'm not in the three-point contest. And now, he gets a chance to be out there. Even though, by the way, they're not knock on the league or the production from the TV, TV timeouts or whatever, whoever does the truck productions.
Stalled me out.
They stalled you? They did?
They stalled me out, yeah. I wish I shot in the first 4 people for real.
You understand what he's trying to say?
Oh, yeah.
The first 4 people was kind of the easiest group to shoot in. I was slotted to shoot 5th, and you go back and run the tape back. I actually got up and was walking to shoot. And then the lady was like, hey, Bob, come back. I was already all the way to the racks.
Yeah.
He told me, come back and sit down. And it was a media timeout for like 5 or 6 minutes. I'm just sitting there watching the clock go down. 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm like, bro, this is the longest 6 minutes of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the longest 6 minutes of my life. Like, what's going on? And then they bring out somebody out to have court and they start doing like a performance. I'm like, yo, this is wild. And then they brought them people out, brought me to the thing. And I'm like, well, I'm here now. And then it finally hit me that I'm in a 3-point contest now. Like, it finally hit me. As soon as I get to the rack, I'm like, well, I'm here. Everybody got the cameras out on me. They looking at me like, I'm here now. But I wish I would have shot in the first 4 people for sure. I didn't like my slot at 5th. But I'm still grateful for just the opportunity to shoot in front of millions of people. Like, that pressure was different.
It's different, right? So we did the skills challenge.
Yeah, so you've been a part of that.
And even in the skills challenge and stuff like that, you'll be thinking like, oh, you see it on TV, it's easy. But once you get there,
It's just you.
and your favorite players, or your people's favorite player, or your mom's and dad's favorite player, or like everybody, the whole league is like, hey, man, shoot it from half court. Like, bro, I can't shoot it from half court. Like, that ain't the...
Picture me, bro. I'm sitting there getting to the racks, and I'm shooting it like shit. Every shot feel great. You feel me? Like, every shot I shot feel great, but you got to shoot it in an amount of time to make sure that you shoot all 27 balls. So it's not like you can shoot a regular shot and hold your follow through the whole time and be on the pads of your feet. You got to shoot it and get off of it quick. So when I was shooting, it was just me and the racks. There wasn't nobody else out there but a couple rebounders that I didn't know. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the referee in the back doing this the whole time. Like, it was just me and the racks.
I think it is one of those things that, like, it's about time, not for, but just like recognition for the run that you guys have been on, right? Since you joined the team right before you guys won the title. You should have probably won 6th man of the year a couple times.
Yeah.
Brooke should have been higher up.
1,000%.
Big fella too in defensive player of the year.
That one year,
so to see,
I feel like we should have swept the awards. Yanni should have won MVP, Brooke should have won defensive player, and I should have won 6th man.
the 2022 or 23,
One
yeah,
of those
for
years,
sure.
yeah.
No, it was the year after we won the championship. We just demolished
crushed
everybody,
everyone.
bro. Everybody.
Yeah.
It was that confidence after the championship. It was kind of like, well, okay, she was doing with every team, and you're like, wow, these guys are really running through everybody.
But also,
You know?
it just takes like the right group of guys to come together too. Like, I cherish those runs now. Like, in hindsight, when you win, you like, damn, you think you're gonna do it every year, but it wasn't like that. No.
No, it wasn't.
I know we got a lot of stuff we want to hit on, but when you said, going on this run, how hard those things are.
Yeah.
You've told the story before, but I think it gets overlooked. When you joined the Bucks, it was because you reached out to Giannis. Can you bring fans who are new to this show through that story? Because I don't think people realize, like, you basically cold called him or cold texted him. And
Yeah, I kind of just set my own, I like my own agent at the time. Shout out Mark, by the way. But my first 4 years in the league, I was playing with the Bulls, and shout out to Chicago, giving me my first chance in the league. I always want to shout out your first team for sure, just to hear your name called in general in any profession, getting up on the stage, shaking the commissioner's hand. I gave him a hug. I ain't even give him a handshake. I gave him, give me a hug, bro. Like, I'm here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was
Man, I'm in the mix.
a great moment for me and my family. So to be in the NBA for 4 years, play with the Bulls. I got traded to the Wizards. They called it a cup of coffee. Had a cup of coffee with the Wizards. You feel me? A couple months stint. Then I signed with the Knicks, stinker team. Wasn't in how the Knicks are now. We were trying to build something. Just wasn't a good year. Luckily, the pandemic started, and I got a chance to go back home and just work out and start getting better. And I was on a team option deal at the time, signed the biggest deal of my career at the time. It was like a 2-year, $35 million deal, 2nd-year team option. And I kind of knew that the Knicks probably wasn't gonna pick my option up. It was for like $17 million a year. Didn't really play up to how I needed to, in my opinion. You feel me? Just gotta call a spade a spade. So much going on at the time. We had like 5, 6 players in my position. The minutes was messed up. Okay, cool. You take it with a grain of salt. You get back in the gym, you work. So we worked from March to November of 2020. And we was just in the gym literally during the pandemic, where we supposed to be in the crib just quarantining. We in the gym working, trying to work towards what's next. And I got a chance to just watch the bubble, and I got a chance to watch the Bucks. And I was looking at their team at the time, and I can't name players, but I just saw on their team they didn't have nobody with that was like me, that can do multiple things, that can bring energy, be a dog, whatever you needed on a nightly basis. I was gonna be available no matter what, because I really love to hoop for real. So, my agent knew Josh Oppenheimer, and him and Josh was tight, and Josh got me Yanni's number, and shoot, the rest was history. I told him I can help them win a chip, and 6 months later we won a chip. It was like,
It was wild.
Wild, bro.
it was like perfect timing.
It's a wild situation, by the way, because we actually traded our whole entire roster, half of our roster that year. People don't even remember this. We to get Drew. And people was like, "What? What are the Bucks doing?" We just, even though we finished number one, we finished the season, and that year was going to the final. If that wasn't the bubble involved, we were heading to the finals.
You think y'all was going to the finals?
Yes. You know why?
Because he used to beat teams by 30 every single night.
Every team we beat, bro, was by 20-point difference. It wasn't even like we
won a chip year. Lakers won bubble.
Yeah,
right?
Lakers won in the bubble.
Lakers won bubble.
And that year nobody remembers this. We was actually, and this is why I take pride and I say this as a, some people will be like, hey, you gotta talk more, or you gotta be more involved in, not in politics, and just stand up for stuff more and all the time. And I said, guys, if you remember, during the bubble, we were the team that was up against the Orlando Magic and decided we were not going to the court. We're not going because of what happened in Milwaukee.
Yeah, but y'all stood for something bigger.
We stood for something bigger. And then every sport, everywhere stopped. Because we said, guys, this is unacceptable. We will not stand. And they told us, hey, you're going to forfeit the game. And we said, we forfeit the game. Because we were like, well, we're going to crush them. That's how we was playing that year. And people don't remember that, there was different meetings, and obviously I won't tell the story more, but there was a lot of people who psyched a lot of teams and then, ended up winning. But what I would say is that year, looking back, I was like, oh yeah, we was definitely going to the Eastern Conference Finals, because we went to the Eastern Conference Finals the year before against Toronto, and Kawhi was there, and we lost. And it was like, oh, this is our year. If we don't see Kawhi because Kawhi left, or we don't see we're going to cakewalk to the finals, and then whoever we play. But then this ended up happening, and we said, you know what? We need something different. And that year, people won't even remember this. We had Torrey Gregg, we had other guys, remember
I was
Torrey?
the bubble, bro. My team didn't make the bubble. I was the
bubble?
Yeah. How was it?
It was hard.
How was it being in the bubbles, hooping?
It was hard, bro. It was hard in terms of the living state. You couldn't leave your room in the first couple of days because of the quarantine. They had all these stupid rules. Now, knowing what we know now,
What you mean you couldn't leave your room?
You couldn't leave. You had to stay in your room. I had think about this. I had an arcade in my room. I had a ping pong
gaming
setup in my room because I couldn't leave. And I called Brooke. I said, hey, Brooke, you think I got get? He was like, yeah, I got my guy. And literally had a ping pong and a flip, a Street Fighter thing, a whole arcade in my room. And I would leave. And then when my brother came in and Kostas came in, and they told us okay, after the first 4 days, now we can all hang out. We was just fishing all day. Every day we would go out, take the go kart. I was with my brother. So we kind of saw it differently with my brothers. Yeah. But other than that, it was just, imagine not being in a campus, right? And now this campus is it's not college anymore. So guys don't really hang out with each other, right? Yeah. And we're all professionals. And we all in the postseason. In the regular season, we can all hang out, to be honest with you, because it's regular season. But in postseason, I damn near have to hate you because I need to beat you 4 times.
Sure.
And then after that 4 times, then we'll die.
I'm trying to get my bag.
Exactly.
You in the way of my bag.
Exactly. So it was hard because you would see guys in the lobby and you see guys there. And most of the times you see guys hanging around, it would be the East with the West, never the East with the East.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It would be the East with the West. We would hang out with Utah. With the West, how your guys games against the Clippers go? We hanging out with y'all, So that was it. And then a lot of teams, I remember a lot of teams that lost would be sad about losing, but at the same time relieved, I'm going to my family. Mm-hmm. Family was not allowed to get to the second round or the third round, and which was absurd because what would be the difference between the second round and the first round when it's literally 10 days apart? What's the difference? And mind you, whenever the families came in, they still had to quarantine for a week and a half in the rooms. You can't see them, you can't touch them, you can't nothing. So it was just weird rules. So that's what made it really hard. But this is the thing. Then I heard that there was another bubble that was even worse.
Yeah, super bubble. It's called the. I don't got a name for it. If I had a name. I wish someone would have popped in my head. Nothing didn't pop in my head. It was the loser bubble.
The loser bubble. So it was all the teams who didn't go to the playoffs.
Yeah, so I think 22 teams made the bubble.
Yes.
And 8 teams didn't. I just so happened to be a part of the 8 teams that didn't.
Did you go to that bubble or no?
Yeah, I had to. You had to. You're a pro. You're a pro. You got to go. You got to.
How was that?
Out. It was very much so weird. You feel me? Because for my regard, it's not like I was on a 2-3 year deal where I know I'm going to be on this team and I'm working towards next year and we're trending towards next year and we're going to build our camaraderie and practice together.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really just here just to be here because I'm a pro. So it's not like I'm going to stay at home and say, oh, I'm not coming. I'm going to stay at home. Like, that ain't what's up. You got to still go through the proper channels of respecting the game and doing your job.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
Where was it?
it was New York. Yeah, so each team had to go to their market. And basically, you was practicing and playing against one another. So, like, in our bubble, we had, like, different guys that was coming in hooping that was probably, like, trying out for the team for the next season. We had, like, 20-some guys that was in there. Some of the guys that was there I never seen before. Like, it was wild.
What do you mean you've never seen them before? Like, what do you mean?
Like, I ain't know what school they went to. I ain't know if they was real pros. Like, that we was in here just getting it in, for real. And during that season, when I was with the Knicks, the 2020 season, we had fired our coach, David Fisdale, and we had an interim coach. But once the season was over, I think they hired Tom Thibodeau in like the summertime, maybe like July, August of 2020 during the summer.
Yeah.
Which really wasn't the summer still because you guys was
Still playing.
But for me, it was summer, you feel me? So when I got to the bubble, we was like literally practicing and doing all our same drills that we do in training camp. We were doing training camp type stuff. So it was definitely a weird time, but I think it was one of those things that you had to just lock in and be a pro. Obviously, I probably didn't want to be there, but you had to just make the most of your opportunity because I knew that obviously my first 5 years was kind of rocky up and down. I knew I had the talent, I knew I had the ability, but I just still had so much more to prove to the league and to myself for sure.
Talking about being a pro, how many times in this year, 2020, what is this, 2026 now?
26.
Oh, I'm just going back.
Okay, the bubble tug seems so long.
So long ago. It's going so fast. How many times this year did you think you was going to get traded?
Me? I can't say that I actually thought, but once, you log on to social media and you go to ESPN, all you see is just Giannis talk. So you kind of like tricks your mind a little bit like, dang, is this stuff really real? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? And you kind of really just don't know. And then if, being a Buck the last 6 years, when you lose one game, it's just heavy on your shoulders. When you lose 2-3 games, it's really heavy. You feel me? So you kind of
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, you kind of just feel it. You don't feel the sense of you getting traded or whatever it is, but you just be a pro. Being a pro every day is just coming in, putting the work in. Literally as a pro, the only thing you can control is your work ethic and your attitude every day. As long as your work ethic and your attitude is good, then everything else that happens is just a part of the journey. Everybody's journey is going to be different.
And that's why you've had that's why you've been really successful and you've been in the league so many years, because I don't think a lot of people have this mentality. I was talking about this.
We've done a show on this about
how the example, people watching and people listening, this is the example of somebody regardless of what's happening around him is being a professional, right? He's being dedicated to the game, and people are not telling him yo, if they're doing this, you gotta demand a trade. You gotta do this. You gotta you know what I mean? Just all kind of stuff that is in the mainstream. You gotta tell them this is what you want. This is how you gotta I do think that is hurting the culture of getting guys to buy in to winning teams or buy into being a professional athlete. And a professional athlete, again, by definition, I understand a lot of people think is getting paid. Once you can start making money, that's what makes you a professional athlete, but it's really not. Professional athlete is like the definition of this is my profession. And when it's something that's a profession, you do this every day on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You do it regardless of how you feel.
Yeah, I also think just like being a pro is just like taking what comes with it. Like being coachable. Like every day in the league, every year is gonna be different. Even on the Bucks, me playing on the Bucks for 6 years, like every year has given me a different challenge that I have to overcome. Cool, my first year, I might get a DNP in the playoffs against the Nets. You know what I mean? Like, but you have to still work through that and still be a pro and still be ready. Staying ready, a big thing. My second year on the Bucks, Brooke was literally had surgery, so I was the starter all year.
Yeah.
So then I had to start. Then my third year, I had to figure it out again. Okay, cool, I'm coming off the bench, had to bring energy, do this. So every year has given me like a different, challenge and task that, that you really just can't make up. Like when you start the season off, you have all these goals. You have everything you want to achieve personally. You have team goals. But then adversity is going to hit at some point, and those goals that you might have had, that you might have wanted, might get deterred a little bit, or they might just be a little blurry at the moment, but you still have to work through those just so they can become a reality. So being a pro is just, like I said, controlling what you can control on a daily basis. That's your work ethic and your attitude towards everything that's being thrown at you.
Did you have a vet that you learned like kind of under when you first, because you did 1 year at Arkansas?
I did 2 years.
2 years, yeah. And then so we had Chris Middleton on to start the season.
Yeah, and
he's the old guy when he was in Washington. He was the old
Mind
guy.
You, he's like 1 year older than us. Like
he's like 33,
he's like 33, bro.
Yeah. But he was saying like he's like so many of these teams now, some of these younger teams, they just don't have that even 28, 29-year-old anymore who's in these locker rooms who've done it for 6-7 years to kind of teach them that.
Yeah, like I always been that guy that like always had like older friends, you feel me? Like all my friends always kind of been like older than me. So even when I got to the league, I was like this annoying 20-year-old rookie. Like the guys wanted to play cards. I would like throw myself in the card game. They be like, you ain't supposed to be here. And I'd be like still making myself be available to talk and interact with people because I always been like a people person, you feel me? So like the people that kind of helped me along my journey would be like Taj Gibson. Like that was like
love Taj, bro.
My big bro for real. Like he taught me everything. Like just staying ready, like just having that stay ready mindset. Crazy things happen in the league. Players get hurt. He say this all the time. Players get hurt. Players get traded. Coaches might throw you in just to see if you ready. Like you just gotta be ready at all times. Be like just stay ready, bro. Stay ready. Like. Trust me, your time gonna come. You gotta be ready for it. Like opportunity in the league is slim. He say all those things every single day, and I be mad like, why I ain't playing? Then it finally clicked to me that just stay in the gym, bro. Like people that stay in the gym, people that put the work in. At some point, your time gonna come, and you'll be ready for it. Etwan Moore, he was a big one. Still my big bro to this day. We talk every week. Like he a big investor. He invests in a lot of things, such and such. He taught me a lot. We stayed in the same building when I played with the Bulls in Chicago. So I used to just go right down the hallway and be annoying and, force myself on these people and make them like me, whatever it is. But those two for sure was like early on my rookie year that kind of like helped me like stay sane because we all come from, our college teams and being the player of the year of conference or being the guy on the team, and then you suddenly get drafted and you're not that guy no more. So you got to figure out how to find a niche to stay in the league or find a niche to help impact winning or find a niche to, be a good pro on a year-to-year basis.
What's so crazy? And like everybody has a different journey. He says like, about his vets. I don't think I understand like how important this is. Like for people to pass the torch or for people to have like a certain like bubble around them, right? Because the worst thing I can do, I've been a part of like teams my whole life, right? Because I grew up in a team with my brothers. And the worst thing my dad told me that I could ever do is to stay silent and let things unravel. Like when things are gonna go bad. And I said to the rookie like, hey bro, you gotta look out. Like when, let's take example, a player says like, My coach is doing this. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna say this to him. And you just say like, yeah, you're right. Like that's what you should do. I get that you're trying to validate his feelings because you might be right. Maybe the coach is doing things. But what you should say is like, hey, be cordial. That's bad for business. Yeah. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Bring him down, bring the spirits down. Don't let him self-destruct. Don't let him, you know what I mean? And a lot of, obviously, first of all, by the way, this is a business, huh? And this is a very competitive business. And there is a lot of ultimate motives everywhere. Like the next man up. There's a reason it's just called the next man up. You lose your spot, I take it. Or the guy that loses his spot, you go ahead. But the guys who stay a long time in the business is the people who prove themselves on the court, one. And after that, prove themselves as human beings and actually build those relationships and say like, hey, this guy doesn't have an ulterior motive. That's why you see guys like Antoine Moore all around the league. Taj Gibson. Did Taj Gibson just sign a contract?
He just signed with Memphis, I think.
Yeah. I gotta give some love.
There you go.
I gotta give some love to Rondo as well.
Yeah.
I would say like my first year, Antoine Moore and Taj Gibson was like super instrumental in like my development and on like being a pro outside of the game. But like my second year in the league, like being with Rondo, he was my OG my second year. He was like different because like, you know, I grew up watching him. I grew up loving KG, Kevin Garnett, my favorite player all the time. I try to do everything.
I can see that.
Like him.
I can see that. You
makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Real talk, my favorite player all the time. So being with Rondo was just different. I was asking him questions about Kevin Garnett, what he do, what he like to do, this and that. And then he told me like, he talked. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, he talk on defense, like by yourself. You tell the guard, by yourself, by yourself, by yourself. That's why I talk on D. And like I might be back, but like by yourself, just let him what's going on. Like don't let the guard get cracked. And then he just taught me like setting screen. Like when you set a screen, like don't slip out of it so much. You set a screen, you're gonna get yourself open. So I used to like try to like just get the ball fast. He's like, nah, if you set the screen on me, I'm gonna be able to get the ball to you faster. Setting the screen at angles. You set a screen at this angle, you can get behind the defense. You set a screen at this angle, you can pop. Like, you know, like coming from Arkansas and doing different things, like I ain't really never taught no screen at angle and stuff like that. But like being with Rondo, he taught me how to like get myself open, how to get behind the defense and things like that. So it was like a big adjustment for like a 21-year-old guy playing with an NBA champ. That was like different for me.
Yes. And he's one of the best point guards in the league. Like for
he sat on the couch not too long ago.
Yeah, it's one of the best. We had him like on the show too and talked to him. But talking about this, so talk about like now let's go like to now 2025, 2026. I had this thing. Remember when I told you about the Detroit thing when we got into it with Detroit? It was like it's crazy. You know, if we let Detroit and everybody's getting into it with them all the time because they're very physical as a team and stuff.
Bad Boys 3.0, they say.
Yeah. Oh, they do?
That's what they saying.
Okay. I didn't know that part.
3.0.
3.0.
It was 2.0.
Nah,
Ben and Rashid.
Yeah, and then before that it was Lambert
the OG one.
They trying to say 3.0.
3.0. And it's so funny to me. Like I'll see, like I'll get into a Zaya or he'd get into it like a Zaya or somebody. And I'll laugh. And by the way, Coach Billick staff is like cool as shit. Like you don't understand. Like if you know he's a great coach, bro. Great coach. And I've heard great things about him.
Though. He wasn't that coach at the time, though. I don't think.
He is this year. Even when we get into it, there's a little bit like the thing that amused me the most whenever we play Detroit, and it's Bobby, and you know what I'm saying. Like Bobby is actually the archetype of player for Detroit Pistons. Like if you could describe a player for the Detroit Pistons and said, this guy plays for the Detroit, it's like describing Bobby.
So here's what's going to happen. Someone's going to grab this clip and be like, Bobby Portis getting traded to the Detroit.
No. But they can if they want to. I don't care. That's their business. What I'm saying is like, think about it though. The archetypal player as the Detroit Pistons. If you're a Detroit Pistons fan and you want to describe a player, you're basically describing Bobby Portis. I'm not going to lie to you because you're like, grit, hard, play hard every night, shoot the ball, skilled, can back up his game. We tried like that's who else you're describing, bro. There's not a lot of people describing. So it's always funny. Remember I told you this. It's always funny when I see him. I was like, yeah, you would love him on your team, or you would play for you. And I'd be like, this guy.
Well, you saw what happened with Stewart the other night when he got ejected. They had that mini fight, and he was walking off, and he
got ejected. For what?
Pistons got in a fight a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I remember the fight.
He was walking off, and the cameras are all in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You don't want me to leave the bench? You don't want me to say anything? What the fuck you draft me to Detroit for?" Like he is Detroit basketball.
Yes, and the other thing too, you got to understand, like
whenever he come back though, they gonna give him crazy or standing ovation. Like
yes,
as the one
crowd gonna go dummy.
As they should, because once you do that for the team, you deserve the love you get. But the second part I want to say is that what happens is like you get drafted as a rookie and you're trying to find your place. But once they tell you that and they define it for you and go like, yeah, this is you, and they gas you up, like the reason he's saying it is because like that's what he feels. Like everybody's telling him like, yo, he from Detroit, that's how we play. You got to show him like, you know. Same thing. I remember when you played in New York, they showed you mad love when you play in New York because that's how New York is. Like New York, like they real. They
want the energy.
They want the energy. Like they see you play hard. They don't care about the.
But you gotta think too though, like as like basketball players, entertainers, whatever you want to call it, bro. Like
we're both.
You gotta think about it. Like people go to work from 9 to 5. So our game start at 7. So they got like a 2-hour window to like do what they do, go home, get some food, maybe change clothes, whatever. And at 7 p.m., they coming to watch some entertainment.
Yeah.
So, like, that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, being able to get out there and play hard or get somebody some screams. Like, they want to scream, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, the gym, I was always taught, like, as a kid, like, the gym, the one place where you can be as loud as you want to.
Yeah, because nobody can hear that.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. You come in the gym and scream as loud as to your lungs. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Yes.
You feel me? Like, so... That's like the mental for me. It's like, okay, cool. Like at 7 p.m., like you gotta be ready because these people done paid their hard-earned money. They probably done brought their kids' friend, or they might bring a family. It might be a family night. So you want to be able to entertain as much as you can and get some people some screens,
get them involved,
some energy, whatever it is. Like I live for that. You know what I'm saying?
Me too, 1,000%.
I live for that.
That's so real quick on that, the energy. Do you remember the first Bobby chant at Pfizer?
I do. Yeah, it was. It was actually for somebody's parlay or something too. That what it was about.
Actually,
too. It wasn't about nothing about hooping either.
Really?
I swear, bro. It was some guy in the back. They was screaming about some rebounds or something like that.
So you probably grabbed the rebound. They hit their
parlay.
parlay.
What was going on? I don't want no smoke with them.
No. We're not saying that.
Oh, you ain't got no smoke with them. You don't want to smoke with them. Trust me.
That's what it was really about.
I didn't know that.
And then it turned into that, and until 6 years later, it's still going. So.
But it's still going. But then you hit 2 threes in a row. You hit 2 threes, but it's not even the threes. You get 2 rebounds. You put back, come down, show a little bit of hard play with defense. Get a steal. Run transition, 3-4, pass it to you, knock it down. Next thing you know, Bobby. Yes, bro.
The time when Game 6, you're running very late in the game. You were high stepping.
Yeah.
The crowd goes nuts with the chant, and then Chris brought it up when he was on the show with us. He kind of grabbed you. I don't know if it was to calm you down or just so you didn't get attacked. What did he say? Do you remember what he said to you?
Nah, he was like, because I actually closed out on Jay Crowder, and like. You know Jay Crowder, he always be flopping. Like he do something.
Yeah, he can manipulate the game.
Like,
you know how to play.
Some type of like false movement. Like you might touch him, he just might fall down. Like or like when
those Marquette guys, that's just in their DNA.
Threes, like,
it is the Marquette. West do the same thing, and Jimmy.
Yeah, like he used to kick his feet and like just fall down, like try to get a 3-point call. Sometimes it look crazy because they don't call foul. So in this one in particular play, we on the left wing. And I close out, chop, slide with him, beat him to the spot. He just fall down like he do, and they call foul. And I start laughing because I'm like, he capping. And I start hot stepping down the sideline, like I'm at the YMCA or something. I forgot we was in the farm having fun. And then they gave me a tech instantly. And I remember Chris talking about some, calm the fuck down. We trying to win a fucking game right now. Calm your ass down. I'm like, I got you, bro.
That is 20. That's 22. That's Chris.
That is the side of Chris fans are
look back. I'm like, I didn't foul, but I didn't foul.
But it's a fact though. Like this was Chris. Like I think like him being very cerebral because he knows like we're gonna win this game. Don't let it go to don't let it go to 2 points or 3 points. And now we didn't give him the the leverage to hit a shot.
Janky stuff just be happening in sports.
Always, bro.
Like you let somebody just hang around, like they got a chance. They always got a
Janky.
chance. Yeah, might get a backboard, half court. You never know. Like it was sports. So
I have a video. So Tony sent me a video, and we was gonna talk about that. I was gonna react to it, but I want to know you as well. So this video is you see it?
To the side, yeah. Pass it down.
Okay, so have you seen this video?
So this is the setup here is the Laker game the other night.
oh yeah, I saw this.
Is this video?
Luka's exiting and
I gotta give my boy Jared Vanderbilt a huge shout out though.
That's
You need great teammates like that. Like
it's so I saw the video and my first
TA move. That was a TA move.
that is leadership
Every team
right
needs
there.
it.
Yeah.
That is leadership because what happened is that I can either as a teammate let you self-destruct and go crazy on JJ Redick, or I could get in front of you and be like, hey bro, no. Be cordial with this bad for business.
He started like dancing like you seen like he out there front, he started dancing like hey.
Yep. And I've had similar like situations like that in my career. You know, like with the national team or different other people. But like that right there, and obviously, they're mad or whatever the reason was. That's
But like
culture.
some people don't get like the emotions of the game too. Like the average fan just be recording trying to go viral, but like the emotions of the game be high. Like sometimes like we might be, me and a coach or a coach and a player might be arguing about something, but like it ain't personal at that moment. But it just look personal. You know what I'm saying? Because of the optics of, oh yeah, why is the player and the coach yelling at each other? But whole time we locked in, we know what's going on. We just in a heated battle in the war. Like throughout the whole war of the game, it'd be a little battle that you got to win sometimes to win the game, to win the war.
It's
we're
why it's
passionate
super
enough.
interesting to show you guys that clip, right? Because when you see it on TV, the headline is Luka and Redick, butting heads, bad blood.
The whole
whatever it
time
is.
they might be in the back drinking the Coors Light. You know what I'm saying?
no ad by the way, but like it's a legit.
Really?
Yeah, like,
It's a legit because think about it. The emotions are high,
Yeah.
temperature like.
And
you're
that
right.
happens, but that's why when we show it to you guys, the first thing both of y'all noticed was Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
Just because it's a different dynamic, but
'cause
that
I
will never
understand-
make.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
like the emotions of it. Like emotions of the game, it might be a play that Luka might have been low man and he won low man 3 times in a row. So they done got a lob and he helped late and they got a swing 3 backside and now Redick like, hey, you got to be there early. It can be something simple like that, but the average fan just recording thinking that they mad at each other about something and that way that they don't like each other. When the whole time it's just a fucking battle that we trying to overcome in an entire war that we trying to win.
Yeah, because I had a coach that said this. He said, and he was referring to the fans. He said, when you win trophy, you see everybody, but like starting the season, when you take that team photo, it's just you, right? In Europe, it's like a soccer team. You always take a photo like this, everybody together, coaches and everybody. And he said, look at all these people in this photo. You all have the same goal. It's about winning. And sometimes, differentiate. Some people got to get paid. Some people got to do some certain things, get contracts. But like ultimately, you all want to win games because that's how it amplifies anything you want to do. Even if you want to
Everybody
have
don't
more.
want to win though.
Say it again.
Everybody don't want to win though.
Okay, that is a different situation.
Let's get to that situation.
That is a different.
People want to win the way they want to win.
Exactly. But that's a whole different podcast on its own. And I'll tell you why that is. Because they're not experienced enough. If they were experienced enough, they will know is that culture and togetherness and team wins at all times and at all costs. And not only that, they would know that it doesn't, I'll give you an example. And this is a true example. And Bobby, tell me if I'm lying. In a winning team, everybody gets a job. In a winning team. Yeah. It doesn't matter from the guy who averaged 2 points to the guy who averaged 35 points. The next year, everybody will get paid. Right? The reason I say that is why. Because once you're labeled as a guy who brings a winning culture, everybody wants that. There is nobody in this, either they get that as a player or as a coach or as a GM or as a front office. They know like, hey, this guy's been there, he's won, he's played there, he's played. I want them on my staff. Because success comes with copycat. That's what the NBA is. It's a copycat league. There's not a recipe that all of a sudden the Oklahoma City Thunders that go to the finals and the Pacers go to the finals, and all of a sudden every team gets 4 to 5, 6, 7 guards. Every team now is built like playing 4, 5, 6, 7 guards of like Naismith, Neha, Nemhard, Tyrese, and I give you KBJ, Torian Prince, Gary Harris, everybody kind of playing the same spot and switch everything, just like OKC, because that's what the winning is.
If you were like a,
you know what I mean?
If you between like 6'6" and 6'9", bro, and you can like switch on defense and dribble the ball and
make the spot up
shots and dribble penetrating pitch, like you can make a lot of bread.
Because that's what the NBA is.
You can make a lot of money right now. If you're between 6'6" and 6'9", 6'10" sometimes, depending on if you can handle it or not.
And if you can move your feet, because if you're 6'10" and they got to put you out to 4 or 5.
Yeah, like we got to be able to move a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if you can move them puppies and shoot the Tracy and like penetrating pitch and do a little something with the ball, man, you can make a whole lot of bread.
Because that's what it is. Yeah. It is going to change, by the way. When somebody else wins, it's going to change.
You can make a lot of bread right
but like,
that position.
This is like the NBA.
Like valuable players. Like you can't have enough of those guys. Them guys are going to play defense. They're going to get stops. They're going to hit shots.
1,000%. Plus, to add to what he said, you will see the recurring theme about that. And then sometimes an anomaly will show up in any conference and people adjust to that. Like the same way, like, when Shaq was, you had to have 7 bigs just to beat up Shaq.
That's a foul.
Are you joking?
Can't run out of foul.
The same way when big fella playing, all of a sudden everybody started signing guys like Okongu, Clint Capella, all kind of big men just to combat what 3-4 bringing, what 3-4 is gonna do. Same way you go to the West, now it's gonna happen, and for Vic and for everybody, and you gotta adjust. But this is a copycat league, and people
10 players on OKC roster between 6'5" and 6'9".
What did you say?
10 players.
10 players.
What's the height again? You said between
6'5" and 6'9". They have
like you between that like that height right there, like you can make a lot of bread in the NBA right now. Bro.
And then it's Dort, Isaiah Joe, and AJ Mitchell, all contributors. All listed at 6'4", so like right in that ballpark.
Yeah, but the decision they play is because they're physical.
6'5",
Yes. And plus they can defend. They can defend.
That's why I didn't realize how many players on that roster were listed between those.
Yeah, like that's that's the prototypical like NBA player. Like if you can like mold a player that you want, like you want like a 6'8" for sure, like 6'7", 6'8", move the feet. Shoot the 3, can guard 1 through 4.
But that's the thing. That's what they were saying. So let me give you an example. That's what they were saying in the argument.
Can't have enough of those guys.
Yeah, but that was the argument about Paul George, because guys were saying like, "Wow, Paul George has so much like influence in the culture and community with the younger generation," and it was not because of the playing style, winning percentage. It was because it reminded him of the archetype of like 6'8", can shoot, can dribble. Can make decisions and got a smooth game with him. Yeah. So everybody was like, Paul George. But let me ask you, this is the question I want to ask. I have never, again, seen a team that's won without a good big man or without a good front court. And I can give you an example from 2020, who would have just won? OKC with Tim Hogan. Great, I think like he's one of the best bigs in the league, like 7 feet can shoot underneath. Who won the year before that, Tony? The Celtics?
Celtics the year before that.
With Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, and what's his name? Kristaps, Al Horford.
It's guards, bro.
And what's his name?
I think you need good guards, bro.
And Drew Holiday. I'll give you an example.
Me in my opinion, I think you need good guards.
So let me give you an example. No, you just saw 2 teams now.
Guards is everything, bro.
And hybrids. What about 2024? Who won 24? The Warriors?
Yeah, right? No, Denver.
I mean, I don't even need to say Nikola Jokic. One of the best front court, like big man.
Denver won 24?
Yes.
Because it was Bucks 21.
It's been 5 years since we won.
Warriors 22.
Yes.
That shit crazy.
Then maybe Denver was
and 2024 was...
And then Celtics were 24.
And then
OKC 25.
But going to that, even the year we won, you understand. I know you like think about the guards, but like we had the best front court in the league.
Yeah. But them guards though, bro, them guards.
That's the guards is what Phoenix had and couldn't beat us. Think about that. That's what Phoenix had. Phoenix had the guards. Like they were gonna keep pushing the ball left and right. We couldn't keep up.
Yeah, but we had Drew Holiday.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's a specimen.
Who's
Think
also
about this.
how tall?
Think about this though.
6'5".
There you go. 6'5".
Hey.
Plus you add the
Bro, we mentioned Rondo earlier in the show. Do you know how small Rondo would be
Yeah.
on an NBA? Like he was littler for
he
the
had,
game.
but he
played.
had Paul Pierce and KG too when he was
Yeah, but
nervous.
like nowadays, he's what, a 6'1",
never
6'2"
seen.
point guard?
Yeah.
That's rare.
even the
It's not-
Spurs, even the
there's not many like all 6'1", 6'2" point guards. Like they just go guard the guy that's like the least can dribble the ball on defense, on offense.
no, not like Juju going to the basket.
Drew grabs the best.
Well, I had a list I want to ask him.
6'8" guy he guarding.
Yes. And then you had, bro, we did have, you cannot tell me otherwise, but we had the best front court in the league, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think about this. You had Bobby Portis, PJ, what's PJ Tucker? What do you consider PJ Tucker?
I don't know his position.
Yeah, I consider him full court. He's a 3-man, but he playing the full court. Same thing with
Guarded everything but a one.
same thing with Drew Holiday, bro.
Sometimes.
Same thing with Drew Holiday. I consider him a guard, but he guards
every now and then.
He guards the 4-man and the 5-man. And then you have Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, and 3-4. Yanni. Bro, you cannot tell me who wasn't the best front court, bro. And nobody could do nothing with that.
That's what you said earlier. That year, it should have
You know what I
been
told him?
MVP, Defensive Player of the Year in 6
You
minutes.
know what I told him, Tony? Tell him if I'm lying. We won that year. The next year, he's starting. And he gets the ball in the post. And we played 2 games, and I only watched a game and a half. And he was in the goal tub. He remembered this. He was in the goal tub, and I said, "Hey, Bobby, I want you to get ready because they're gonna start trapping you." He said, "What do you mean?"
Like, why they trapping?
I said, "Yes." I said, "Bobby, listen to me. I don't know if you even see this, but you're so dominant in the post that there's no other way they're gonna start taking get that ball off your hands. Because what you're doing is you're not spending a lot of time in the post. You get it, and either you lay it up,
Right to work.
or you jab shot. So the only reason I can combat that is when I see the ball going, I gotta trap right away." And he was like, "You think so?" And guess what happened? They've been trapping ever since, bro. Every game. Because this is like the effect of having a good front court and playing. And obviously basketball has changed now. And I don't understand the analytics changed the basketball. Like you don't want to pass to the post, you got to play from outside in and blah blah. But once you get to the playoffs,
yeah, you got to be able to make us just get a basket. Now it's about just getting points. All the analytics shit go out the door.
Come on, man.
I looked it up while you were talking about if you need guards or bigs. From 98 to 2010, at least Shaq or Tim Duncan appeared in every NBA.
Oh, I don't even know what to talk about that. That's a big man era.
Yeah.
That's straight big man. You ain't got no big man. You're not even
It's
competing.
just funny to
98
look
to
at that.
2010?
It was 98 to 2010. It's Shaq or Tim Duncan appeared in every NBA.
In every NBA finals,
Everyone?
bro. Everyone, bro.
Jeez.
Because the Spurs had their run, the Lakers had theirs. Then he goes to Miami, and then the Spurs came back.
It's either you got to have a big man.
Shaq got 4 rings.
Yes. And you either got to have a big man or you got to have a hybrid, what he said, the 6'5" and above.
You guys just had every one of those things in 21.
Yeah, we
You
did.
had Drew, you had Chris, you had, it was just.
Can we replicate that, Bobby? Be honest with me, man.
Replicate that?
Yeah, some way, somehow, man.
Be tough, bro.
No,
You gotta have a team full of people that's bought in. Like that year was just special, bro. Like especially for
What
me.
made it special, though?
Just for me, it was just.
And we can end the
just
podcast here, to be honest with you,
refreshing.
but I do want to talk about this
Yeah,
stuff.
it was just refreshing, just bringing around winners, bro. Like it's just something bringing around winners, bro. Like that do something to you. Like now I can come up to the game tonight, bro, and I'm not even care if I get 10 points if I don't get 20. Like, bro, like the vibe was crazy. Like you knew where your shots was gonna come from. Like our chemistry was like second to none. I know when Drew drives slot line, he not trying to score. He's trying to make the defense suck in so he can throw it opposite for a 2-on-1 backside. Like our chemistry was different. I know when PC get it off the DHO, he gonna late pass under. Like I know exactly how to
I might have
baskets.
200 points in the NBA.
What?
60 got to be that, bro. 60 of them got to be like
it's easy hoops. Like I know exactly what Brook about to do. He finna shoot from when the bus pull
Yucatan.
up. When the bus pull up, I'm shooting it from back here. Like
Go to the
you know what I'm saying?
rebound.
He could go rebound. I'm shooting it from parking lot status. You know what I'm saying? And K-Mid, we know what he do. Shoot, V out.
All day, bro.
Yeah, like, it's up. Like, we had just, like, the chemistry was just
I just told Bobby, just stick him so Yanni can, like, go by his man. You just be top of the key, bro.
I want my man to go help. Once I figured out that, oh, yeah, like, they really helping like that, like, oh, just get your hands ready, bro. Like, as soon as it comes to you, shoot it. Hold your follow through.
When we had...
Do whatever celebration you want down the court.
Yeah, because they're going to have to come back, like, shoot it.
But remember we had Brian Windhorst on the show, and he was going over NBA championships, and he said the Bucks, you guys in 21 was the most pure because of the way the team came together.
Yeah.
Because Giannis being drafted where he was, Billy coming an MVP, you coming to town, Brooke revitalizing his career, changing what he does.
Changed his whole game, bro.
Drew being criminally underrated his entire career. Yeah. And Middleton was an afterthought in the trade that got him Milwaukee. Like the way that came together, like you're just not going to see that anymore. It's wild.
I can't believe it's been 5 years.
Which is nothing, by the way, but like, you know how
it's
like...
half a decade. What you mean that's nothing?
No, I'll tell you what it is.
A lot of changes.
No, it went by fast. That's what I meant by nothing. Like it went by so fast. But the crazy part is, it wasn't that far, it wasn't that long ago. But it was
half a decade.
But it is. When I say it wasn't that long ago, in terms of like, you can feel like our agitation in our DNA. You can feel in the fans, like the fans in the building. Yeah. 31 now. Yeah. And you 30. I was
26 when we
5 years ago. 28. 28. I was 28. Okay, I was 28. That's what I'm saying. Like, and not only that, like
we're old now.
No, it's not that.
We old, but I'm just saying. Hey,
he looks no, but this is what I want to say. Like it's so embedded in our DNA, and even the fans that come into the Pfizer, that they're like, we just want to tell. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We got it. They're so eager, and everybody's so eager. And you can tell by the way we're making moves, trying to trade and do all these things because we want to get back there because we got a chance, right? With the Bobby Portis, with 3-4 stank, like we got a chance to just be somewhere there, and not a lot of people get a chance like that. So that's why you see like not pressure per se only because we deal with pressure. This is what we do every day, but like just the eagerness to get back there. But that's why I'm telling you, like it's
pressure.
Still it is pressure, but like bro. Listen,
it's okay to say it. Bro.
No, the reason I don't say pressure, and we talk about this before, is because you know my background, you know your background, bro. Like with your mom and what you've done with your brothers, like that is actually pressure. Like people like starving, like that is pressure. Now me not sleeping because I want to win. It's okay, I want to win. If I don't win, I don't die. But if I don't eat, I might not be here.
I ain't gonna lie, no playoffs, bro, or no finals. Yeah, my stomach hurt.
Of course, but because you're a competitor, of course my stomach. What do you think?
My stomach boils.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
We've been through this, bro. You know how I feel about this.
Real talk. Like,
you already know how I feel about this. But that's what separates us from other competitors, bro. Because you're ready to do whatever it takes to win. If it's not playing, not playing. If it's scoring 2 points and sitting down, sitting down. If it's you're gonna play 35, 3 back-to-backs, you're gonna do whatever it takes. But that's what separates you from other people in the league. People who stick and people who don't stick, or people who trust and people who they don't trust to do. So don't take that as that's a bad thing. No, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that you like that you feel that way because you're the ultimate competitor. You want to win games. You want to win games, and not in a bad way, winning with your way. You will just want to win whichever way it is.
Whichever shit. However it happens.
Because that's the stuff you were talking about before, and obviously I don't want to elaborate it. I don't want to put people in the spot, but like what you were saying before is that this is what makes some teams is because when guys buy in and guys are willing to do whatever it takes to win, not their way.
Whatever it takes.
You remember when we did the introduction at the beginning of the season? You know how like coach says like, hey guys introduce yourselves to the team. Mm-hmm. You remember what I said? I said, man, I'm 13 years playing professionally, 8 years in the league plus. My name is Thanasis Antetokounmpo. And I'm committed to what?
Winning.
To winning, bro. I didn't care if whatever this is, coach. If you tell me this is what it takes to win, all right, cool. This is what it takes to win. Come on. Because I cannot think about any different thing that reliving the experience of winning. And winning makes like you build bonds with people, bro. Like Brooke, Bobby, all these guys, like we grew up together. Like,
you said on the show how many times it's a college team at this point.
Come on,
as long as some of you guys have been together.
Damn near. He said he was 26 and 31 now, bro. I was 28.
It's wild. It flies by.
That's 38.
I know we have a fun thing to get to.
Oh yeah, I do have a fun thing. Let me do this before.
Is this the only interview now that you're a media star? I saw you had All Star
Yeah.
Weekend, you had ESPN set, your weekly hits. Is this the only interview where you're not directly asked about the future of yourself and 34 on the Milwaukee Bucks?
Only one, yeah.
I'm not gonna ask that, bro.
No,
we're not. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this is
It's
first
gotta
of all.
be exhausting though, right? Like,
Nah, I honor it. What come with it.
fair enough.
I ain't running from it at all. It's right in your face for real, so
Well,
can't really run from it.
while TA brings this up, I saw a story. It was on Giannis was on Austin Rivers' podcast not too long ago, and he told a story about how I think it was the year after you guys won a title.
What do you say?
There was like, I think maybe a little bit of a slump, something going on, and you pulled Giannis, Brooke, and some other teammates into a film room, and you basically coached them. So Giannis is telling the story. This
He
is not
said
me.
the story.
He said the full story.
What was the context of saying it?
I don't know. He's talking.
Did he
Austin
say
Rivers.
exactly who?
Yeah, he was
was-
vague on a couple details.
So, yeah.
you didn't see this yet. They just posted this.
Oh, go ahead.
But were you part of that room? Were you in that room?
I think I was in there, yeah.
This all.
Do we have to leave these details out of the room?
No, it wasn't. So what it was that I basically said that, guys, we're all being 10-year plus professionals, all of us, right? Since when did we get so sensitive?
Yeah.
That's essentially what he said. You said, here, we'll post the clip. But
Yeah, why are you being so like, guys? This is what we do. Like we take criticism, we turn it into motivation, and we go and hoop. So I was just a reminder. I didn't do nothing special. We did win. We did win on a run.
no, they said it was he said it was very impactful. And
Yeah, we did go on a run, but I didn't say nothing different. I just said the obvious that, sometimes people won't say it because, and it's okay because everybody he has to lock in on what he has to do. Like he cannot be worrying about what TA is doing, right? Because he has to go out there and perform. But at the same time, sometimes if you have a little bit of chance to go out there and pour into people's cup, they'll perform better. They feel like, wow, people trust me, Because the only thing you want to do is me being with BP next to the bench or me being in the court with BP. He wants to feel like, I trust you, bro. I trust your decision making. Go. Go. Any way this one needs to go, go. If you trust me coming DHO, cool. I'm coming to the post or I'm going to. If you want to shoot it, I trust your decision making. So that's all. And once you have that chemistry, we've been a part of it. It just takes heights, I feel like. So I do see and I think, by the way, he won't say it, but I think he would be a great coach, by the way. I think he would be, first of all, he already is a great media personality. He does a lot of podcasts. I've been trying to get him to do a show with me, guys. Please, if you get post this individually, but if you get a chance, I need Bobby Portis to do a show with me. And this would be, I think people would watch it like crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy, they would watch it. And this obviously is more of what we just did today is more of a basketball dissection. So not even talking about life and reacting to different things. I think it would be hilarious, by the way, because you have the personality, you have a different perspective. And I would have a lot to ask you about because you're basically my counterpart in the US. I grew up differently, but my counterpart in the US is Bobby Portis, how he grew up with his family, what he's done, how he's been, If you was a mayor for one day, bro, what would be the first law you said hey, we got to do this in Milwaukee?
I'm the mayor here.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I it can't really just ring in my head yet, but it'll be something lit though. It'd be a weekend worth of stuff.
Whole weekend. So you
Underdog
guys know,
weekend.
if you vote for Bobby, you get a whole weekend of stuff.
A whole weekend. It'd be from Friday to Sunday, on the weekend in the summertime.
Oh yeah. I like that. I like
It'd
that.
be something though.
I like that.
Something spectacular.
I can't. You gotta put it down in the comments when this video comes out, and the people that see that, you gotta put it down in the comments. Be like, hey, if I was a mayor, this is what I would do.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna make money.
Oh my God. And I know you gotta go. I know you gotta do these things. And again, bro, thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you so much for just opening it up to us and a little bit of basketball and everything. Please, guys, go follow his socials, like, subscribe, spam his accounts when this episode comes out. Follow his journey. He's amazing. Everybody go and support his stuff. This year, the stuff he did, and we didn't even get to that, but you won the community award, bro. It was amazing. I was so proud of you. I was like, man, this is what you're doing for the community in Milwaukee, bro.
Gotta get back to the people who give to you, though, bro. One thing my family always taught me was like spread your blessings with others. My grandma was big on that. RIP to her. She was big on like, you know, the things you get, you gotta just spread your blessing with others because so much good come to good. Like that was like a big saying in my family, like spread your blessing with others, spread your blessing with others. I used to hear that so much as a 6, 7, 8-year-old that I didn't even know what that meant. But hindsight, 23 years later, you like, I understand. You feel me? So, you know, being here in Milwaukee for 6 years was a great pivot in my career, but it was a great pivot in my life too, because met so many people along the way in the journey, done a lot of dope things, but just to give back, to inspire to others is just like one of the top things that I love to do. You feel me? So it's been great being here for sure.
That was amazing, bro. I'm so proud of you. Like, you know, obviously I've seen you win, like go to the All-Star game and do all these other things and 3-point contests and, you know, be voted like finalists, 6-man awards, like all this other stuff and winning the championship. But I was really proud of you, the community award, because like you're doing it the right way, man. Once you get the knowledge, once you get all these things and you culture, like, I'm saying your spirit, you're doing it the right way. So I'm very, very proud of you. Proud that you're my friend, brother, everything, you know, and my teammate, you know, for so many years.
I got a question for you.
Oh, yeah, you go.
If you and Baby Shaq played one-on-one.
Baby Shaq. Oh, Sophocles. Yeah.
Y'all played one-on-one.
Yeah.
What the score would be?
What was the score? Prime Baby Shaq. But Prime Sophocles, because I need it's really so tough, bro. So tough to God. He's like Shaq. He's easy call me Baby Shaq.
What the score is? Who winning? What's the score? You and Baby Shaq?
I'm not saying no competitor is saying like I'm losing. No way. Okay. I'm gonna stand on something now. I'm gonna try to make some shake. But definitely we gotta play with like 3 dribbles. Like we can't like 3 dribbles and trying to like push him and stuff like that. We can't play with no unlimited dribble. Unlimited dribbles is like letting 3 like Yanni. If you let Yanni play unlimited dribbles, bro, I don't know if you can do something with him. And then again, but I do think like let's say best out of 3. Maybe he wins 3-2. Maybe he wins. Like I'll have to get 2 games. I'm gonna get 2 games just off the speed. Just off the speed and the hustle. Just off the speed and the hustle.
Shout out Baby Shaq, man.
Shout out to Baby Shaq. He's one of the mind you, now you just said Baby Shaq, and again, you know, you can edit this obviously after. But mind you, I was telling Larizakis. So true story, I don't know if people know this. So we're playing them, Team USA, in Manila. So we're playing Team USA, Team Greece. And, you know, Team USA, a lot of ball players, everybody, you know, the best of the best, everybody.
But if you look at Bobby Portis, you like, he ain't shit. Like,
no, but not necessarily that, though. He's coming off the bench.
Yeah, you know, that's how it is, though. You look at like, he ain't fit.
Okay. Like, so, you know, we got Anthony Edwards, Brunson in the same team, Tyler's Halliburton in the same,
name's bigger.
Like, everybody. So we go to the film room. So Team Greece, we're watching the film room, etc. And I won't say names and teammates and like that, but we're watching the film room and they showing him, man, they show like 10 seconds or something like that. And I said, mind you, he comes from the bench. He's coming on from the bench. And I go, Coach, we didn't talk about Bobby Portis. I was like, yeah, just energy guy. I said, oh, no. I was like, no, that ain't it. He said, oh, you want to talk about him a little bit? I said, yeah, I'll talk about him. I said, he's coming off the bench. He's going to shoot every shot.
He touched it.
He touched the ball.
He's going to shoot that bitch.
And and they looked at me, I was like, who are you talking about? You talking about Bobby Portis or like you talking about Anthony Edwards? I said, no, I'm talking about Bobby Portis. Like if you don't know this guy, that's his job. He will come in for 8 minutes and put up 20 and leave. And coach was like, yeah, you know, the coach was like, oh, cool. Some teammates were like, oh, okay, maybe TA just, you know, that's his man. Is he gassing him up? I ain't gonna guard him, so I don't know. I'm telling you. I ain't even my assignment. I'm playing the 5. I'm guarding Kessler. I'm guarding every Jared Jackson. Like I ain't even Paulo Banchero. I ain't even my assignment. Play the first friendly game. Play the second game in the group stage. Boy, oh boy, came in, torched us. Like first 5 minutes, jab, mwah. Second play, comes down, back to the basket, turn around, mwah. You might have dunked it too. You might have
Got a little donkey here.
Yeah, you dunked it too. Mind you, I haven't seen him in 7 years dunking. We were together in the same team. I have never seen him dunk. He dunking against us. Like that Team USA, that patriotism that got into him. Like he was like,
say, can you see? Yeah, that.
Yes.
You get like that.
Yes, you got into him. And then,
I got to find the footage of this game.
yeah, you got it. I was going to say
Nasty. I had a
What is it in
nasty.
2023?
I ain't.
yeah, 2023. We played
I
World
don't think
Cup.
I ever soared through the lane. Like
No,
I did.
throw the lane and
Yeah, I felt great.
Then I got a team, I won't say his name, tagged me. He said, I didn't know Bobby was like that. I said, didn't I just say in the film? Didn't I just say in the film and y'all was looking at me like I said something weird? I said, I know you guys are focused on the people like the NBA promotes and UFC because that's what it is too. Like the NBA promotes a certain overseas type of player. Like they really like, oh, this is it. Like, okay, Anthony Edwards and Bobby and and Paolo coming in too. It was very big and Brandon Ingram. I was with you. So Bobby, just like he's coming in, he's gonna play for the country and then, trying to win a medal, etc. When I tell you, they were like, he's better than them. That's what they told me. Like, this is better than the other guys. I said, it's not only that, like, I get what you guys are saying, but he's more experienced. Like all the other guys who were playing were young.
Yeah, we're younger, yeah.
So they're like, oh, it's winning time. So when winning time show up, it's different. It's a different type of vibe. So when you have seasoned players and they've been through the winning time, and Tony, do you know what the winning time is?
Mm-hmm.
What is winning time?
You talking about you mean like the last 2 minutes of the game, or you?
Last 2 minutes of the game, or it's high stakes.
Yeah.
And people will show up. Same thing with the finals. Like I don't even remember. Like he didn't play the whole like playoff run till he had to show up with the Hawks when Yannick went down. Yeah. High stakes, taking the finals. Then high stakes in the finals when everything was like everybody was timid, we couldn't score. Everybody was like this.
I'm ready to shoot that bit.
High stakes, winning time.
I'm ready to shoot. I can't wait to shoot.
Winning time. So when you got guys who are battle tested, that's what you revert to and you go to. So that's what I was saying about. And then in FIBA, it's a lot of winning time in FIBA.
Yeah.
Like in FIBA, it doesn't matter.
FIBA
like,
ball way different.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, by the way? I know you gotta go, but like
it's I would say like in NBA when we get a switch, especially like a guard, a big switch on the guard, be more like guard to guard, throw it to the other guard, boomerang it back, attack the big off the dribble, try to create an advantage off the dribble on the big, make the low man get intact, play off numbers backside, or the guard's really good at offense, he just kills the big one-on-one, get to his spot, shoot up. Overseas ball, like, cool, we get a switch, we throwing it to the post.
yes.
And we gonna back you down. Unlimited dribbles until y'all come trap, and we gonna swing it around, swing, three, mwah. And we're gonna use the whole 30-some second shot clock every single time we down here. We're gonna run our set to the T. Like,
You want to hear something crazy?
like
We're playing Team USA, and when we play Team USA, our game plan was we're going to Austin Reeves.
yeah, everybody was.
Yeah, but the way we did was we saw Lithuania. So we saw how Lithuania was going to the post. So it didn't matter if I had it wide open. It didn't matter if our best shooter was wide open. We was like,
turning it down.
that's why you saw that guy was going crazy because that was our game plan. And in European basketball comparing to the NBA, it does not change because doesn't matter like the sun comes down. Yeah. This is what we're gonna do.
I started to look at European players. Like I respected European players way more than I ever did when I played World Cup. Like
you got some hoopers, huh?
Yeah, I looked at guys different. Like damn, like they nice because they just do things so fundamentally. And then like they sets, like you could tell like they've been playing together for a long time. Like the chemistry be different. Like how they run their sets, they run them motherfuckers efficient. They gonna get something good off of this eventually. Like as soon as you mess up, they got a layup. Like it might be some back door Spanulis action. Guard might come all the way up. Like it'd be crazy. Like the thing that they run. Like
and you know what that is? So it's because of like. You guys, you know how you guys have an AU system and you go like, oh, I didn't know this guy was in the McDonald's All-American. Yeah. It's just the States is so, has so big that, you can't know everybody. But Europe is so small, so our AAU system is through national teams. So when we play against each other, like, you know, Bogdanovic from the Clippers, I've known him since I was 18, bro. We played like against each other in Serbia. Like I've competed.
AAU system is basically playing with your country.
Yes.
Versus this other country.
So when you see, let's say, Papanikolaou, Slukas, and I'll give it to some of the names I know you might not know, Slukas and Katsivelis, and the guys we won a medal this year. We've been playing together, and they've been playing with some other guys since they were 14. They won a medal under 14. They won a medal together under 16. They won a medal together under 18. They won a medal together under 20. And now they won a medal with the men's team. So all these guys know exactly all my teammates' tendencies. Like, they know, yeah. So now it's like, that's why you see the continuity. You be like, how does Lithuania, how does these teams like go and play? So the only team that kind of fits the US criteria now, starting to fit the US criteria, is France. France has so much talent. Like another, like Sarr and Wemby and all these guys, like they're going to the league, coming back. So it's kind of different. But every other country, small country, like Slovenia, all this, I guarantee you ask them, they were like, yeah, I know this guy's 14. Playing together, like national teams. So I do think that gives us an edge in not talent-wise, but like continuity-wise, yes. Yeah. Continuity-wise. But then you said, what you think about Manila though?
It was fun.
It's fun, man.
It was a different type of love, you know, like being over here in the US, like you feel the love from like basketball fans and stuff, but like when you go to like another country that probably don't get a chance to see NBA players as much and they get a chance to be around you and kind of touch you. Like I used to go like walking and stuff, it'd be like hundreds of people.
Yes.
Like just following me. I might go get some headphones, go get a speaker, and you look outside the store, everybody just beating on the wall, like, hey, like going crazy. So I definitely, was like in awe of like how much basketball is impacted throughout the world. Like it's so much of a global sport that you just have to appreciate it at a different sense.
It was the NBA. That have done this as well for the sport. Like I remember, like I would be in the lineups and they would say my name and people go crazy. I was like, wow, they just because of the NBA. My teammates would ask me, and I remember before you played, you guys, we played in the 2021 Eurobasket and we went to Italy. And when we went to Italy, it was so many people wearing our jerseys and going crazy. And one of my teammates was like, damn, I didn't know people knew you guys like that because they know us as we were young. So in Greece, it's no better, people know us, but like. It's like, I didn't know like you go to Italy and like people know you like that. Or you go to France and people, I was like, because of the NBA, bro. They watch the NBA. They don't watch Greek League. They watch the NBA. So
what
for
the World Cup at this next year? Where is it?
You low-key should be on the team too, by the way.
I would definitely do it. Why not?
You made for Team USA basketball, bro. You love that. That energy. Like, no. It's not only the hoop.
Pressure, bro. I like
exactly.
I like the pressure of hooping. Like
exactly. You made for that, right?
Yeah. I want to fail or do good. I want to feel that shit. You feel me?
You take it easy there.
Way. Like it's only going to be one of these two ways. Like either we gonna come back with gold or we don't. They gonna boo your ass. Like it's gonna be one of these two.
Was it tough when you guys didn't win the gold?
Or? Yeah, I still ain't been on Twitter. I ain't been on Twitter since 2023, bro.
Because of that?
I would never get back on Twitter. I would have somebody tweet for me.
Really? You look like me. I don't think you look like a guy.
Nah, it's crucial. Like when we lost one game, bro, I had like people from Minnesota, people from Arizona, people from Utah, people I don't even know these people. I had like 40,000 mentions, bro. It was OD. Like you refresh, it'd be another.
But it wasn't your fault, so I don't understand the notion of like telling you.
It is your fault. It's all 12 people that's on that team fault. It's all the coaches on that team fault. It's whoever put this team together fault. It's everybody's fault. That's just our standard, bro. Like,
would you guys really think he was going to win the gold? Be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't go nowhere thinking I ain't gonna win.
Facts. That's a fact. I agree. That's a fact.
Put me in a cage with a bear. Pray for the bear.
I believe you. Because I've been.
That's the title of the episode.
No. We be teammates.
Cage with a bear.
Put me in a cage with a bear, man. Pray for the bear, man.
Yeah, and that's how we're gonna end the podcast. Yeah. You gotta go. I know you would like to do your thing, but like, this is. You see why I want to have a podcast with this guy?
Because I know a producer who could put it together.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
And
keep myself employed.
Because bro, we kind of at the same ways, but like he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like he's now like he's transcended to that level as well. Like, I'm here now in the States and understanding his culture. Like he played overseas, he came to Greece. I do want him to talk about that at some point. The experience in Greece. But like this is why I started doing podcasts.
Summer, man.
Come through.
I come back to Greece in the summer, man. I had a blast.
I know.
I had a blast last time. We can't really say too much.
And we're done recording.
No. It's this is what I'm telling you guys. Again, thank you. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe to the podcast. Remember, Thanalysis presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call.
That's all.
Thanalysis out.